This is question 15 of Civil Engineering paper GATE 2013. 4 columns of a building are to be located within a plot size of 10 meter by 10 meter. The expected load on each column is 4000 kN. Allowable bearing capacity of the soil deposit is 100 kN per meter square. The type of foundation best suited is. So in this question it is given that 4 column of a building needs to be installed within a plot size of 10 meter by 10 meter. So area of the plot becomes 100 meter square. Now the expected load on each column is 4000 kN. The allowable bearing capacity of the soil deposit is given as 100 kN per meter square. So for this condition we need to select which foundation among these 4 foundation given in the option is best suited. So for solving this question we must have the basic knowledge of footing. So you may study about different types of foundation in lecture 8 Foundation Engineering Introduction Geotechnical Engineering to Foundation Engineering by Professor Dilip Kumar Baid, IIT Kharagpur. So just quickly recall this type of footing. So a spread footing or isolated footing is that type of footing which is provided for a single column. The cross section of that footing may be circular, a square, rectangular. So based on the condition the cross section of the footing is decided. The combined footing is when the footing of 2 columns are overlapped, then one single footing is provided for 2 footing and it is called combined footing. And when the footing of all the columns of the plots are overlapped, then the big footing in the form of mat is given, which is called raft foundation. The purpose of giving raft foundation is also to, if there is a possibility of differential settlement, so to reduce that differential settlement, we also provide the raft foundation. And this all 3 foundation which we studied is example of shallow foundation. But in situation where the soil at the shallow depth is poor, so in order to transmit the load safely to the ground, the depth of the foundation has to be increased. Still the suitable soil stratum is met. And if the depth of this foundation is greater than the width of the foundation, then that is called pile foundation. Now just here the 4 column needs to be constructed in the plot size of 10 by 10 meter and the expected load on each column is 4000 kN. So the load is 4000 kN and the bearing capacity of the soil is 100 kN per meter square. So the area for one column will be 4000 by 100. So this is 40 meter square, and since 4 columns need to be placed, so for 4 column the area will be for 4 columns the required area will be 14 into 4 which is 160 meter square, but we have the plot size of 10 by 10, that is 100 meter square only. So here the area of the column is exceeding by from this plot side, so this is not possible. So isolated footing or combined footing is not possible for this plot size. Now for raft foundation, so the expected load on each column is 4000 and there are total 4 columns. So total load is 4000 into 4 means 16,000 kilonewton, and area already given, that is this allowable bearing capacity of the soil. This bearing capacity of the soil. So bearing capacity of the soil is given as 100 kilonewton per meter square. So required area will be total load, which is 16,000 by bearing capacity, which is 100. So it will be 160 again, 160 meter square, which is again not possible. Why? Because the plot side is 100 meter square only. So if isolated footing, combined footing and raft footing cannot be constructed, so in that case only pile foundation can be constructed for this loading condition. So here for this question, the pile foundation is the best suited foundation for this condition. So pile foundation is given in option C. So option C is the correct answer for this question. Thank you.